Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, let's talk toys. Let's talk about some big-time Marvel Legends releases that are going to be coming up over the next few months. All of this information comes courtesy of Rektangular. Rektangular with a K, link to his video in the description of this one. He is the dude who brought this information to all of our attention. He's the guy with the sources, he's the guy with the inside scoop. I'm just the dude who's taking what he did and then reinterpreting it in my own verbose way. So all credit to Rektangular. Go and check him out if you want the actual scoops. This is just the reheated leftovers from yesterday's dinner of scoops, okay? Just want to make that clear, alright? Credit where it's due. Rektangular, badass dude with his thumb on the pulse of whatever is inside. That sounds really weird. You know what I mean. But also, second bit of full disclosure, I am a little bit drunk. It's my birthday in a couple of days' time. We're having like an early family birthday kind of thing, so, ooh, let's start. I'm a little tipsy, so this is going to be Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Let's get to it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do MCU figures and lines. So if you don't want to know any kind of characters who might be appearing in the MCU films, skip on now. If you're going to be a whiny little crybaby who gets upset about spoilers that you're going to know about before the movie comes out anyway, then you can skip on. But if you're a grown-up human being who actually realizes that, you know what, this is how information gets taken and dispersed to the public, then sit back, relax, take off your pants, crack that beer, and enjoy this information here about the figures that are going to come with an Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania wave. Oh yeah. So first of all, we got the big three. No surprises there. We got Scott Lang, Ant-Man, we're going to have Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp, and also, of course, we're gonna have Kang the Conqueror. So those are the big three, but there's some more interesting ones coming up too. So we're gonna have Egghead. And Egghead is a villain I don't think even in my 30 years of reading comic books, I don't think I've ever come across him, but I know about him. So we're getting a comic, I assume, comic Egghead. Unless he appears in the movie, but I don't think so. We're also getting Crossfire. And again, I don't think I've read any comics with Crossfire in as well. Unless it was like a little random cameo appearance. So yeah, got Crossfire. So again, we're mixing the MCU with the comic books together in a wave. Ugh, really hate that, but there you go. So Egghead, Crossfire. We're also going to get Ultron comic version, apparently. And we just got an Ultron comic version. Wow, that's easy for me to say. We also got an Ultron comic version. There we go. Just a couple of years ago in the builder, in the Dooberies. You know, I can't do videos like this. In the Villains wave is what I was trying to say. We got a classic Ultron. So I'm hoping that maybe this is going to be like the big, badass, roidy Mcu Ultron, where he's just like super jacked up and terrifying. That would be wicked. And then we're also getting a future Ant-Man, which I'm guessing is going to come from Quantumania. That's going to be like they travel in time or something, and it's Kang, so of course it's going to be time. We're going to get a future version of Ant-Man from that movie, I guess. That's kind of cool. So apparently those are going to hit the shelves around about July next year. And now sticking with the MCU, we're going to have a wave for the Marvels. So you got your basic ones. You got Captain Marvel. You're going to have her. You've got Monica Rambeau. So we're going to get a Monica Rambeau figure, which is kind of cool. She's starting to feature more and more prominently. And then we're going to get a Miss Marvel figure. Another Miss Marvel figure. I mean, man, it's kind of like Doctor Strange. The costume seems to stay the same, but they keep doing a new figure for each movie, and it's like you're just buying a slight variation of the same character. But I mean, hey, I don't collect them, so it's no skin off my nose. But that's not all. We're also going to go a little bit inhuman with this, which might give a little bit of a hint as towards how the movie's going to go. We're going to get a Norvar figure, which just makes me realize Dark Avengers! Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers. You can put him in there. That's really cool. Man, I kind of wish I hadn't sold all my Dark Avengers. Oh well. And then you're also getting Karnak as well, who's a big time Inhumans character. I'm not an Inhumans kind of person, so that don't mean nothing to me. But I think a lot of people will be happy to have a Karnak. We're also getting a Commander Rogers, who is like when Cap was like, well, Commander of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's wearing a costume that was sort of the version of in Winter Soldier movie with the star and the lines. You know what I'm talking about. I'm literally showing a picture. Why am I belaboring this point? And then we are getting Iron Man in his Mark, I think it's 13 armor. Rektangular said it's XIII, which I know is 13 because I watch WrestleManias. And this is actually from a cool story where, as the name implies, it's the sentient armor. So it's the armor that becomes self-aware, and like that's actually kind of cool. And more to the point, it's just a really badass looking armor. So I'm going to be intrigued to see this. And this is going to be a street date of July as well. Then we got ourselves a Disney Plus wave, and we are finally going to get Disney Plus Kingpin. This is kind of cool. Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. I'm going to be very happy to see him on the shelves and see what they do with him, how he looks. We're also getting a Nick Fury, which I guess is going to be the Secret Invasion Nick Fury with his big bushy beard. That'd be kind of adorable. And then also from Secret Invasion, we're going to get Talos as well, so you're going to get more of your MCU Skrulls. We're also going to get Agatha Harkness, because we're going to get the Agatha Harkness TV show too, so she's going to be a very bankable character. We're also getting Yelena, and I mean, we've got a Yelena from the Black Widow wave, so hopefully this will have something about it that distinguishes it in some way. And then apparently there is one more slot for a TBC character who we don't know. And that street date is also July. You'll don't plan to go on holiday next year, because you're going to be spending your money on action figures. Then we got the Guardians of the Galaxy movie wave, and what's at least good about this is it looks like it is full-on movie wave. So if you have to worry about any comic book characters in there, and like, that's really good. More like that, please. It just, you really, the fan base appreciates this, when you just make the distinction and don't make us buy stuff that we don't want. Thanks for attending my drunken TED Talk. So, we're going to have Star-Lord, Peter Quill, he's going to be there. Also, we're going to have a Nebula as well, so that's another one. We're getting Thanos Gamora as well. That's a very sort of much wanted one from that What If animated show, so she's going to look pretty cool on the shelf. We're also getting Mantis, and we're going to get Drax as well, and it looks like from the behind the scenes photos, they're going to be in their classic comic book costumes as well, the classic Guardian sort of uniforms. That's going to be great to see on the big screen. We're also going to get Adam Warlock as well, so it's great that they tease him at the end of the last movie, and now we're going to get him. We're also going to get Rocket Raccoon as well. We've had a few Rocket Raccoons over the years, so you're going to get another one. Also, we're getting Kraglin as well, so it'll be kind of fun to have one of the Reavers in the collection. They're bulking out, so at least there's a couple of characters who haven't been done before, so that's something. And apparently we're also going to get a deluxe set with Rocket Raccoon and Groot, which is based around Guardians 3 again. But apparently Rocket is like Baby Rocket, he's listed as, so I don't know what the deal is with that exactly. And also Groot is meant to be like a huge, big, hulking Groot with wings apparently as well. Sounds very interesting, so stay tuned for more on that. Next up, we've got the best of Infinity Saga wave, and this is actually kind of cool because it's good for new collectors, and I always like stuff that is more collector friendly. So if you missed out on some of the classic characters, you can get them here. We're going to get the Civil War Iron Man, which is kind of like the most sort of classic, kind of refined, chunky, mechanical Iron Man look. I dig that. Then we're also going to get Civil War Spider-Man, which, similar to Iron Man, is a classic looking MCU Spider-Man before they started dicking around with this costume too much. Then we're getting Stealth Cap, which is actually the same costume that I was talking about with the Commander Steve Rogers design, so that's the MCU version. Then we're getting Iron Man Mark II, which is, I think, isn't Mark II the all-silver suit? Because the one that Tony Stark made in a cave out of scraps, that was Mark I, and then Mark II was the all-silver one, and Mark III was when he painted it up. So, Silver Iron Man, that's a thing, I guess. Then we're getting Thor from Thor the Dark World, which, that's fine. I think it's his basic Thor costume with a bit more gold in it, if I recall correctly, which is rare. Then we're getting Nick Fury as well, which actually I think will make people happy to have a classic Nick Fury, because he's actually not easy to find. And what is kind of good is that because the comic book version is based off Sam Jackson, you could fudge that into your comic display if you wanted to as well. That's kind of cool. And then we're also getting a Black Widow too, which I don't think, like, are there anyone too excited about that? I guess folks will be. If you don't have her, you want her for your MCU collection, great, then you're going to get to have her too. And then also there is another TBC hero who, as that name suggests, is TBC. And that is street dated for October next year. And now this one, this is the one that everyone has been asking for. Spider-Man No Way Home. All the characters. So first of all, we're getting Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Don't know why my brain froze there for a second. We're getting all of those unmasked versions. So if you pre-order the 3-pack, might want to cancel that pre-order and just wait for the unmasked ones. Just saying, just throwing it out there. I'm trying to help you. Then also we're getting Mary Jane as well, so I'm always happy to see Mary Jane. Then we're going to get a Matt Murdock as well, and it does say Matt Murdock as opposed to Daredevil. So maybe it is going to be civilian in a suit. I'm a really good lawyer. Matt Murdock, which is, that's fine. Then we're going to get Green Goblin. Man, now we're talking. Everyone was saying we want the villains. Well, buddy, you're getting the villains. You're getting the Green Goblin, and also you're getting the Sandman as well. This is big. This might actually get me... this might get me to get an MCU wave, because you know me, Spider-Man's my boy, and I really love No Way Home, so that's a big one. And that's not it though. Alright, strap yourselves in, we're not done yet. We are getting a deluxe Dr. Octopus. Oh yeah, I don't know what he's going to cost. It's probably going to be disgusting. Doesn't matter, because we're getting Alfred Molina, Doc Ock. Big deluxe figure. It's surely the tentacles have got to be movable on a deluxe. Well, time will tell. Fingers crossed, but man, I'm hyped for this. Actually, Rektangular did say bendable wire tentacles. Boom, there you go. Sorted. And it's going to be released along with the rest of the wave around about the 3rd quarter of next year. Hey, better late than never. Now this is cool. We're going over to Across the Spider-Verse. That movie's going to be big next year. I'm really excited for it. We're going to get a deluxe version of Spider-Woman from that film, which actually, if you've seen some of the other lines that have made this figure, it's a big, hulking, terrifying looking cyborg, Mad Max kind of Cronenberg looking Spider-Man. It looks awesome. So I know obviously it'll be done in the Spider-Verse style, so probably quite cartoony, but still, seeing this realized in Marvel Legends form, this is going to be really cool to see. I'm excited, man. This sounds good. Then we've got the proper Across the Spider-Verse wave, and these are apparently going to be released on retro cards. That's what Rektangular's source says. Again, go check out Rektangular. He deserves all the views for this video, because this is where the information's coming from. Dude knows his stuff. If you're new to like the Marvel Legends game and you think like, well, isn't this just speculation? No, Rektangular is like, he's on the money. This dude, I'm not saying he's never wrong, but man, 99.9% of the time recurring, I would get him to pick the lottery numbers for me. This dude, he knows what's what. If he speaks it, it's probably going to happen. So we are getting a Miles Morales figure. That's not too much of a stretch. We're getting a Miles Morales. We're going to get a Peter Parker as well, Peter B. Parker. We're going to get a Gwen. Actually, I didn't know that Peter B. Parker was going to be in this. So hopefully that is the Spider-Man we're talking about, because I love that guy. That dude's my spirit animal. Then yes, we're getting a Gwen, and also we're going to get a Miguel O'Hara 2099 Spider-Man. So that's kind of cool. Some of you might finally be able to replace that garbage water retro Spider-Man 2099 they put out last year, or earlier this year. Then we're also going to get a Spider-Punk figure, which is kind of cool. The last Spider-Punk that Marvel Legends did, mwah, chef's kiss, absolutely fantastic. And then there's 2 more spots for a to-be-determined villain, and also for a TBC hero as well. This could be a really strong wave. I'm getting hot. It's tired. Alright, that's enough with the MCU. It's time to go on to the real, like the money figures for me, which are the comic book ones. And we're going to start off alphabetically. Why? Because that's what Rektangular did. Avengers. We're going to get a 2-pack. We're going to get an Avengers 2-pack of Black Knight and Cersei. I don't know who Cersei is. But Black Knight, we had a Black Knight. He's actually a really, really good figure. So I'm guessing maybe this will be the more modern kind of 90s version with the jacket and whatnot. Who knows? But that's coming up as a 2-pack. It's going to be coming out in the 4th quarter of next year. Then we're going to get a Target exclusive super posable Black Widow. They do specify super posable. Not sure what that really means, but yeah, she's going to be a Target exclusive. Then we're going to get a Walmart exclusive Bucky Cap. So kind of out of nostalgia, it would be kind of fun to get a new Bucky Cap figure just because Bucky Cap, like the Bucky Cap mold, is so synonymous with Marvel Legends. Kind of fun to pick up a new version of Bucky Cap. So yeah, Walmart exclusive. Then we're going to get a 60th anniversary Hawkeye with Sky Cycle deluxe pack. And that's kind of cool. I don't want a Sky Cycle, but I do slightly regret selling my Hawkeye, so this might be a chance for yours truly here to start rebuilding his Avengers display. So yeah, anyone want to buy a Sky Cycle? Hit me up next year. Then we're going to get a 60th anniversary Hulk and Banner 2-pack, and that's kind of cool and interesting because I assume it's going to be like first appearance Hulk, which is the Grey Hulk, which we kind of have already. We do have that grey first appearance Hulk, because sometimes people think it's Joe Fixit. It's not. It's first appearance Hulk right there. Got the whole Frankenstein's monster head thing going on. But getting a Bruce Banner figure, you know they're going to want to reuse that lab coat thing they've got going on. Hey, look, I'm interested to see this. A lot of people have been asking for Bruce Banner for the longest time. Speaking of figures that people have wanted for the longest time, we're going to get a Mark 1 Iron Man. You know the one I'm talking about. The one that Tony Stark built in a cave out of scraps. We're going to get that one in the comic book sort of form. That's kind of cool. We're also curiously going to get a Captain Marvel, like a Photon Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel in a 2-pack with Doom. And that's kind of surprising to me. I don't know how they sort of connect together in a 2-pack kind of way. I mean, maybe about as well as Dr. Octopus and Silk connect in a 2-pack kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe there is some really famous story between the two of them. I don't know. But we're getting a 2-pack regardless.
Hey there, Billy. What's wrong? Look around you. The sky's gray, it's raining, everything just is lame. It's stupid and lame.
Hey there, kids. You know, complaining about stuff isn't going to solve your problem. You need to be proactive about changing your life. And that means joining the Model Behavior Patreon. Have you done that yet?
Oh man, I can't believe I hadn't thought of doing that.
Exactly. You see, just mentioning the Model Behavior Patreon made the skies turn blue and everything seem less lame.
Man, joining the Model Behavior Patreon really is magic.
That's right. When you join the magical Model Behavior Patreon, everything just becomes awesome.
The Model Behavior Patreon. Might not make everything awesome.
Then we're going to get a Skrull 2-pack with the Skrull Queen and the Super Skrull, or a Super Skrull. Because you know, Super 7, not Super 7, what am I talking about? It's because I've got S's in my brain. Select have just announced their own Secret Invasion Super Skrull. So it might be something like that, where it's a mashup of some various powers. I'd like it if it's just a classic Super Skrull, but we did just get him as a Build-A-Figure not long ago. But Skrull Queen, that's kind of cool. And they and some of the other ones I mentioned, they're going to be around 4th quarter next year as well. Then we're going to get a 60th anniversary fan channel exclusive 12-inch Super Adaptoid figure. That's going to be big. Like 12 inches, that's pretty chunky. So that's going to be interesting to see what it looks like, what it's priced as. I don't like the Super Adaptoid. It's too green. It's all just a blob of green. But hey, I'm sure other folks will love it. So that's cool. Then we're going to get another 2-pack, a Thor and Destroyer 2-pack. You know this is going to be expensive, don't you? But that's cool. The last Thor that we got was the 80th anniversary Thor, which is beautiful. Wait, 80th we got and then it's 80th anniversary of Thor, 60th anniversary of Avengers. That's what it is. All right. So yeah, we get a new Thor. That's nice to see. I mean, we got the Ragnarok Thor, but yeah, whatever. So get a Thor and a Destroyer. So that's kind of awesome. A lot of people are going to be happy to see that. The last Destroyer I think we ever got was the Marvel Select one, which did look cool. But Legends one, that's also going to be cool. They're going to come out in the 4th quarter as well. Then we're getting a full Avengers Wave. And this has some real gems. First of all, not such a gem for me, Ultimate Captain America. The guy who's like, surrender? Do you think the A on my head stands for France? That guy. But it kind of harkens back to the early Toy Biz figures. We got an early Toy Biz Ultimate Cap, so that's kind of fun. But a big one, though. Finally, a lot of us have been asking for it. Extremis Iron Man. This is one that I've been really, really hoping for. It's the coolest comic book armor I think he's had. This is just a badass look, and it's mostly what I think the MCU design was based off of as well. Real classic, but also very contemporary Iron Man armor. That's going to look awesome. We're also going to get a Yelena Black Widow, so that's kind of cool because Yelena is so prominently featured in the MCU now. We're getting a comic book version of her as well. That's going to be interesting. Also, we're getting a Molecule Man as well. I hardly know anything about the Molecule Man. I know him from the Secret Wars miniseries that came out around 2015. So a lot of people have been asking for him though. He is a big cheese in the Marvel Universe, so this is a much requested one. Then we're going to get Wonder Man with the red trench coat, which will be really fun to pair him up with Beast as well. Those two were always like a double act. So again, bulking out your classic sort of 80s Avengers kind of display, he's going to be essential. Then you're also going to get a Baron von Strucker. Again, classic bad guy, really important, and you can put him alongside Zemo, Red Skull, Crossbones, all the Hydra people. That's cool for army building out your Hydra gang. And then also you're going to get the Orb as well. And they hinted at the Orb a while ago when they showed a little gun prop that everyone paired up with. Oh, that's the Orb's gun there. So yeah, big eyeball dude. I'm going to admit, I would be excited to see what he looks like. Then we're going to get a Fantastic Four fan channel 2-pack with Franklin Richards and Valeria. So if you're really into building your whole Fantastic Four, then yeah, this one's going to be for you. So this Avengers Wave, we don't know what the Build-A-Figure is going to be, but the street date is apparently going to be April of next year. Then apparently there is a Marvel Knights wave, but none of the characters have been confirmed yet. So Marvel Knights, we're talking street level heroes. We're talking Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Blade, Moon Knight, all these kind of characters. So any of those would probably be very welcome, especially new versions of Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Those would be really big ones. But again, I'm just spitballing here. We got nothing to go on at the moment. Then there's going to be a fan channel Moon Knight. He's going to be in the first quarter of next year. And the modern Moon Knight is like sort of classic Moon Knight, but with more black parts on him. We kind of got a version of him with, I think, the Vulture bath years and years ago. So yeah, they're updating him by the sounds of things. Then another thing to get really excited about for next year, the Sony Spider-Man 2 video game is coming out, and we're apparently going to get a Peter Parker from that game. So that's going to be a nice little bit of synergistic tie-in there. And now the one that, of course, I am most excited for, a specific Spider-Man wave, which actually is kind of Ben Reilly heavy, which makes me really happy, kind of. First of all, we have a Ben Reilly listed, and that's kind of funny because we just got Sensational Spider-Man on the retro card, so I don't know what this is going to be. Another Sensational Spider-Man? Maybe another Scarlet Spider? That would be kind of cool, but yeah, that's a little bit of a mystery. But either way, it's Ben Reilly. Of course I'm going to buy two of them. Then we're getting Electra / Daredevil, the Daredevil version of Electra. This is a really badass costume. I've not read the story, but it looks like, yeah, she takes over the mantle of Daredevil, and you got this cool, sexy ninja assassin looking Electra Daredevil mashup hybrid. That's going to make for an awesome action figure. We're also getting Spider-Woman, the Jessica Drew Julia Carpenter. I still can't remember which ones are which. The one who normally wears red and yellow. Her. We're getting her. She's had a whole bunch of costumes over the last couple of years. I'm hoping it would be a classic retro one, but who knows? Either way, we are going to get her. Then we're going to get the Rose, who's one that I've wanted for a long, long time. The son of Wilson Fisk, another crime boss. Put him with Hammerhead, and if you're getting a Silvermane, that goes great with the gangsters, so that's cool. Then we're also going to get Miles Morales, but the new version of Miles Morales. He had a whole costume redesign recently. Gotta say, I'm not a big fan, but I'm some 40-year-old dude in his attic. I'm not the one to talk about, fashion. So regardless, gonna get that new Miles figure. Then we're gonna get one that I've been asking for the longest time. We're finally gonna get La Tarantula. And that's awesome. I was always surprised that we hadn't got him sooner because it's such a relatively easy figure to make. He doesn't take many bells or whistles or anything. As long as they give him the pointy poison tip boots, I'll be very happy. And then finally, a figure that I'm so torn on, Chasm. And Chasm, for those of you who don't know, is Ben Reilly's current form as an evil, mystical, weird, magic, bizarre... gosh, I hate what they've done to Ben Reilly. His costume does look cool, though. So I'll give it points for that. So of course I'm going to buy it because it's Ben Reilly. But man, we've got a big storyline coming up in Spider-Man called Dark Web, where he teams up with Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen. We'll see how that pans out, and then see how bad of a taste I have in my mouth when they release this figure. Then we're getting another Fan Channel 2-pack from the Squadron Supreme. We've got Dr. Spectrum and what's his name? Hyperion. There you go. I'm not editing that. So Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum from the Squadron Supreme Fan Channel 2-pack. There you go. Then we got something kind of, I'm not sure what to make of it. A full wave based off of X-Men 97, because we're going to get the new series of the X-Men cartoon, which is amazing. But they're doing all these figures, but they've just been doing the animated figures from the X-Men show, but we're sort of doubling up now. Seems a bit weird, because first of all, we're getting Wolverine. Of course, you got to get Wolverine, but we just had animated Wolverine from the cartoon, so... I don't know about that. Then we're getting Storm. Again, animated Storm. I don't know what the deal is here, but we're going to have to watch it play out. Then we're going to get Magneto, which actually, it's been a while since we had a classic Magneto. The last one we got was in the Love Triangle 3-pack, so it's going to be good to actually finally get another classic Magneto, even if he has a little bit of cell shading. Then also there's going to be Rogue as well, so that's kind of cool. Going to get another Rogue. And also we're going to get Gambit. We're going to get that old Cajun swamp rat. That's right, mon cher. We're going to get our Gambit. Oh, wow, my Gambit sounds so sleazy. And then also we are going to get Bishop. And you know about Bishop. He's from the future. So, yeah, that's what you're going to get. Then we're going to get a full-on X-Men wave, alright? So that's done the cartoon, now we're going back to the comics. So we're going to get Astonishing Cyclops, who we haven't seen since the Toy Biz days. So that's full-on, like, body condom-looking Cyclops there, which actually, you know, joking aside, it's kind of a cool-looking costume design. Then we're going to get Astonishing Emma Frost, which isn't like a massive departure from the Hellfire Club look, but it's less lacy underwear and more sort of X-Men cartoony sort of gear. Then also we're going to get Corsair, who's been in massively high demand for the longest time. I know a lot of people on their wish list, boom, Corsair was right up there. So you're going to get yourself a Corsair. Then we're going to get Kid Omega as well. And actually, I did read the initial Kid Omega stories. It was kind of cool, like leading a rebellion at the Xavier Institute. I think he's kind of mellowed out since then. So you're going to get him. Then we're going to get Monet as well, which maybe opens the door a little crack for a Generation X wave. That would be cool, but that's just me hypothesizing there. Then you're going to get Chamber as well, which cracks that Gen X door open a little further. I don't know why I'm getting excited. I don't want a Gen X team, but I know a lot of people do. So I'm excited for you. And then finally, also we're getting a Fang figure, who would go great with Corsair. So Fang and Corsair, looks like we're on our way to building the Starjammers. That's kind of fun. Can you please finish the Thunderbolts first before we build any more teams? And there's going to be a Build-A-Figure for that wave, but we don't know who that is. And big news for your Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. We are going to get a brand new Deluxe Blob, finally. So if you've been hanging on to your old Build-A-Figure Blob, you might want to sell him now, because he's currently going for about $200 on eBay. So this is the best time you're going to get. This is the best price you're going to get, all right? From playing the stock exchange of Marvel Legends, now's the time to sell. Don't quote me on that, okay? Like, they might, what if he doesn't come out, all right? Don't make your own decisions. I'm just saying what I would do. But then again, I sold the Lizard Build-A-Figure, and then they released that on the retro card. Worst mistake I ever made. So don't take my advice, kids. Speaking of selling your expensive figures now, we're going to get an X-Men Villains 5-pack, which includes Strife. And Strife is someone folks have been on about for the longest time. He is one of the most sought after, like, modern Marvel legends. So getting a new version of him. I'm going to have to read off these other ones because I'm not that familiar. We're getting random? Oh, yes, we're going to get a random figure. That's wicked. If it's like 90s random with the bandana and the sunglasses and the cannon arms, That's kind of cool. I dig that. Then also we're going to get Pretty Boy. So Pretty Boy, he's like a cyborg dude, isn't he? Is he one of the Reavers? Maybe he is. If he is, you're really building up a big Reaver army. Then also we're getting Vertigo. So she's from Sinister's Nasty Boys. Am I right? I think that's the case. And then finally we're getting Zero. You know what I know about that guy? Goose egg. Nothing. Or as you might say, zilch. So yeah, there you go. That's going to be a 5-pack. I wonder how much that's going to cost. Then we're going to get a fan channel Outback Rogue. So from when the X-Men were in Australia. Sorry, that's a terrible accent. But yeah, you're going to get Outback Rogue in her green and black, slightly mohawky kind of look. That's sort of fun. Then another sort of style that people have been asking for is the X-Men in their yellow and blue Xavier suits. And Hasbro have been listening. We're going to get a 3-pack of Forge, Jubilee, and Storm in their classic 1990s yellow and blue X-Men suits. That's kind of cool. And then apparently we're going to get another 3-pack in this same style. This time with Banshee, Gambit, and Psylocke all rocking the blue and yellow. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So yeah, for you people who are like building every iteration of the X-Men, this one should make you pretty happy. So I just realized while editing this video that I never filmed an outro for it. So that's it. There you go. Those are all of the announcements and reveals and, well, actually just leaks, I suppose, insider scoops, I guess. So if you want those like the minute they happen, go on over to Rektangular's channel and give him a subscribe and a thumbs up because he's the dude with all the news. There is a link to that channel in the description below. Also, while editing, I realized that I have some schmutz on my t-shirt from when I was baking earlier today. I look like a slob. Can't do anything about that now. So guys, what do you think about all of the announcements? Some of them are pretty cool, some of them are up, down, and all points in between. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I'm holding my phone so I can't do the clicky thing. Keep displaying model behavior. Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying. I'm going to start that again, got to warm up my mouth hole. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The mighty Thor mixes margaritas with Mjolnir. There you go. I genuinely do that. Not mix margaritas with Mjolnir, I just do these verbal warm-ups. You think I do this easily? Takes a lot of work to make this show.